according to ICSE. I will request you to my channel so that you can get the notification for the videos and also the surprises which I some new surprises, so you will be knowing those surprises. And if you are liking the videos, press the like button, share with your friends and colleagues so that they can also be benefited from these videos. And don't forget to meditate before sitting to studies or anything what you do in your daily life. Before starting any action, rather if it can be studies, it can be any household work, it can be anything. Before that, meditate for some time, at least for 2 minutes, and then start on to the work. That will increase your concentration power, increase your memory power, increase your liking of the thing which you are doing. Okay, so let me start with the new chapter. Okay, so first, as the name suggests, we are telling, we are coming with the chemical change. So what is a chemical change? Chemical change is a permanent change. Okay, it is a permanent change in which there is a molecular substance. There is a change in the molecular substance, composition of the substance, sorry, molecular composition of the substance completely. Okay, there's a complete change in the molecular composition of the substance, which forms, which leads to the formation of one or more new substances. Okay, and these new substances which are formed as a product of the reaction, that is a totally a new substance which has a new composition and a new properties. Okay, new composition and new properties. Okay, so chemical change is a permanent change in which molecular composition of a substance changes completely to form one or more new substances with completely new composition and new properties. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Next, we are coming to the another feature of the chemical changes. It involves a chemical reaction. That is, when a chemical change is taking place, there is a chemical reaction taking place. That's why the chemical changes, and that's why the change is chemical. Okay, then this change is not easily reversible. Okay, it is an irreversible change. That's a permanent change, I told you. So it cannot be easily reversed to its original products or original reactants. Okay, so it occurs due to the collision of the particles which are in close contact or when energy is supplied to it. So what are the conditions to form a chemical change, I mean, if something has to happen before a chemical change. Why the chemical change occurs? Okay, why the change is chemical? Because there is some new substance formed, there's a chemical reaction involved, then it's a change is not reversible, not easily reversible, even when when the change is occurring, there is something taking place. Okay, that's why it is a chemical change. This chemical change is occurring. Why? Because there is, to occur, to form this chemical change, there is some collision of particles. Why? How this collision of particles takes place? If the substances are in close contact, if the reactants are in close contact, there is some collision of particles taking place. Or if an energy is supplied to it, then there is a collision of particles taking place, which is leading to this chemical change. Okay, I hope you have understood. That is, to occur this change, to form this change, to undergo this change, there are some conditions required. Okay, so what are these conditions? The particles has to be in close contact, or when an energy is supplied to it, then only there is a collision of particles taking place, and which is leading to this chemical change. Okay, clear now? Next is, now what is chemical reaction? I told you this chemical change involves a chemical reaction. Then what is a chemical reaction? It is a process of breaking the chemical bonds of the reactants and making new bonds to form products. So chemical reaction means it is a process. It's a chemical reaction means a process where chemical bonds of the reactants are broken down and new bonds are formed when they are forming the products. Okay, so when a product is being formed, new bonds are created and old bonds of the reactants that has been broken down. So this process of breaking and forming of new bonds, okay, breaking of the bonds of the reactants and formation of new bonds in the products, that process is known as the chemical reaction. Okay, clear now? Next is chemical bond. Okay, I told you that in the chemical reaction, the chemical bonds of the reactants are broken and new chemical bonds are formed in the products. So what is a chemical bond now? Chemical bond is a force that holds the atoms of a molecule together as in a compound. So you have often heard of that there's the bonding between us is very strong, like we speak between friends, no, or between husband and wife, if we speak that the bonding between them is very strong, or the bonding is not very strong, like that we speak, no. So what is that bond? Bond means what? The understanding between the two, the force between the two, which are keeping them together. Okay, so here atoms and molecules are involved in the chemical in chemistry. So the atoms of a molecule of the compound, okay, that are held together by a force. Okay, so the atoms of a molecule of a compound that is held together by a force, and that is known as the chemical bond. Okay. Next is, what are the conditions? I told you some conditions are necessary for a chemical change to occur. So what are those conditions which are required for this chemical change to occur? First condition is a close contact. Okay, I told you the characteristic of a chemical change is that the particles, the reactants, has to be in close contact. Okay, for a chemical reaction to take place, the reactants should be brought in close contact in their solid states. First is the solid state that has to be kept in contact. That is, they should be mixed together. Okay, like iodine and phosphorus, when they are mixed together, they react very explosively. Okay, when brought into close contact. Okay, so when they're mixed together, the iodine and phosphorus, they react explosively. So that chemical reaction, chemical change occurring between iodine and phosphorus, when they are brought in close contact, that is leading to an explosion, a chemical change that is occurring. That is the explosive reaction, explosive change that is occurring. Okay, so this is one example of a close contact. Another is lead nitrate, which is a white substance. Lead nitrate is a white substance that reacts with potassium iodide. That is also a white substance. Okay, but when they are mixed together, when they are brought in close contact, both of them are solid. Potassium iodide and lead nitrate, both are white solid. They are, when they are brought together, or they're mixed together, when brought together in close contact, or they're mixed together, they are there's a chemical change occurring, and which is due to which a new substance is formed. There's a changing of the bond, new bonds are formed, and which is leading to the formation of potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate, that is a solid, and also a lead iodide solid is formed, which is yellow in color. That is also solid, but the color changes from white to yellow. Lead iodide, that is yellow. So the bond between lead and nitrate, Okay, lead nitrate and potassium iodide, no, the reactants were. So the lead and the nitrate, that is breaking. Even potassium and iodine, that is also breaking. And a new bond is formed, that is lead iodide and potassium nitrate is formed. Okay, so see what happens here. The lead and nitrate, that bond is breaking. Potassium iodide, that bond is also breaking. Lead is combining with iodine, new bond is formed with iodine, and potassium is also forming a new bond with nitrate. So totally two different substances are formed, new substances are formed, new bond is being formed. Even the color is changing. Okay, so these are totally a new substance, new properties are being created according to the substance. So what happens? So this is a chemical change taking place. Chemical reaction is chemical reaction is taking place, which is leading to a chemical change. Okay. Next is when they are bought in solution form. Close contact, when their substances react with each other only when they are mixed in the solution form. First was in the solid form. Now next is we are coming to the solution form or in molten state. Okay, like for example, oxalic acid crystals reacts with sodium carbonate only in the aqueous state. That is, oxalic acid crystals when dissolved in water, sodium carbonate in the aqueous state, that is dissolved in water. Aqueous state means dissolved in water. So when these two things, that is oxalic acid crystals dissolved in water, sodium carbonate crystals, sodium carbonate that is also dissolved in water, in aqueous state, when they are in solution form, coming in contact, mixed together, then a new substance is formed. Again, another example is sodium chloride, that is also in aqueous solution, reacting with silver nitrate, also in solution, to form a white precipitate of silver chloride. Sodium carbonate is colorless. We know that when we dissolve salt in water, no, sodium carbonate is nothing but salt which we use daily. So sodium chloride, when we dissolve in water, that is aqueous sodium chloride, that is colorless, we can see. And then silver nitrate solution, that is also colorless solution. Okay, when these two are mixed together, these two solutions, a white precipitate is formed. So that is a totally new substance, because this has the silver nitrate, the bond is broken. Sodium chloride, that bond is also broken. So sodium combining with nitrate forming sodium nitrate, and silver combining with chlorine forms silver chloride. So that silver chloride is forming a precipitate. What is precipitate? Precipitate is certain insoluble substances, powdered form or insoluble substances which are left behind, which are settling down at the bottom after the reaction. Okay, so that is the precipitate. Okay, so silver chloride is forming the precipitate, which is indicated by the downward arrow. Okay, next we are coming to heat. Another condition is heat. Now, some reactants need to be heated to undergo a chemical change. This is heat is a form of energy. So I told you that either they have to be in close contact or they have to be supplied with an energy. So heat is a form of energy. Now, some reactants need to be heated to undergo a chemical change. So when heat is supplied to the reactants, they undergo a reaction as heat also increases the rate of the chemical reaction. So what happens when the reactants are heated? Okay, so that helps in movement of the particles very fast. Okay, the rate of the chemical reaction increases due to the heat energy. Okay, so for example is copper reacting with sulfuric acid. So what is formed? See, this is the symbol of heat. Okay, that triangle form above the arrow, that is a symbol of heat which is being supplied to the reactants. Okay, copper and sulfuric acid combining to form copper sulfate and water. So copper and sulfuric acid, they are coming in contact in the presence of heat and breaking the bonds. breaking the bond of sulfuric acid and breaking the bond of sulfuric acid, that is hydrogen and sulfate, and copper is combining with sulfate, and water, hydrogen is going to combine with the one molecule, one atom of this one, what oxygen. Okay, so forming the water, copper sulfate and water is formed. Okay, so no, totally new two substances are formed. Next, copper carbonate. Another example is copper carbonate decomposing on heating into copper oxide and carbon dioxide. Here, only a single substance is there, that is copper carbonate, and due to the heat, that decomposes, that bond breaks, and two new substances are formed, two new bonding is formed, that is copper oxide solid and carbon dioxide, that is a gas formed. Okay, total new to two substances, two new properties, everything is new, and there is a chemical change. So another example, another condition that is required for a chemical change to occur, that is light. That is also a form of energy. So the photosynthesis process, which the plants perform, okay, to produce food for us, or not only for us, or for the plants also. So that process requires what? Requires light. From the name suggests, that is photosynthesis. Synthesis is from breaking down. Okay, production, that is synthesis is production. And what is that? Photo means light. So light helping in synthesis. Okay, so that is a light reaction. That is, light is helping the substances to combine to form different new substances. And another example of this light reaction, reaction taking place in the presence of light, photochemical reaction or photolysis. Reaction molecules, what happens to the reaction absorb light energy and get saturated. One glucose molecule, 6 oxygen molecule, and 6 water molecules. The chemical reaction taking place by absorption of light. Another example is hydrogen reacting with chlorine in presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, hydrogen of hydrochloric acid. Now the hydrogen chloride gas. Hydrogen is a gas, chlorine is a gas, and hydrogen chloride is a compound forming. Required for chemical reaction. It requires a catalyst. Which increases or decreases the rate of the reaction without undergoing any change itself. Okay, without undergoing any permanent change itself, without itself undergoing any permanent change, it increases or decreases the rate of the reaction. Okay, so if it increases the rate of the reaction, that is called positive catalyst. And if it decreases the rate of reaction, that is a negative catalyst. And this process where catalyst is used, the chemical reaction in which catalyst is used, it is the process is known as catalysis. Catalysis. What happens? very high temperature. Potassium chloride positive catalyst. Reaction that is positive catalyst. Hydrogen then we come to negative catalyst. This catalyst decreases the rate of reaction, retards the rate of reaction. For example, if phosphorus is the negative catalyst, as what it does is it decreases the decomposition. Another catalyst of chemical substance or reactants like here, water, if we pass electricity, it decomposes to hydrogen and oxygen, constituent elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. This type of reaction where electricity is used to as a energy provider, that reaction is known as electrochemical reaction. Next, also some chemical reactions take place only by applying pressure. Like if, for example, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, a surface area is also a condition for a chemical change. If the surface area of the reactant is larger, of the reactants are larger, then the rate of chemical reaction is fast. And inversely, the rate of the if the surface area is small, the rate of the rate of the chemical reaction becomes slower. The granulated zinc reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Okay. Now, when we use large granulated zinc to dissolve in dilute and treat with dilute hydrochloric acid, the reaction is faster. That is, formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen is faster. But if we use small granules of zinc, the reaction, that is the formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen, is very slow. This shows that surface area of the reactants is directly proportional to the rate of reaction. The surface area increases, rate of reaction becomes fast. Surface area decrease, the rate of reaction is slow. Okay. Next, we are coming to another condition, the last condition, that is sound. Some reactions, they absorb sound energy to proceed. Like, excuse me, C2H2. Okay, that breaks to C, that is carbon and hydrogen. Okay, it is an organic compound which is called ethene. Okay, that breaks into sound, due to sound energy, it breaks to carbon and hydrogen. So ethene breaks into carbon and hydrogen with the help of sound energy. Okay, so the conditions necessary for a chemical change, that is clear. Next, we will be coming to the characteristics of the chemical change, chemical reactions. So that I will discuss in my next video. So please go through this. If you have any doubt, please write write in my comment box. You can also write me in my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com. Okay, and one more thing I want to tell you. So I've been started taking tests. Students, if you want any chapter to take tests, please do write in the comment box which chapter you want me to take the tests. Okay, and I'll be giving questions according to you. 1 hour question, which will be around 50 marks questions. So you can discuss and this question, which chapter you want to give exam. You can just give me an information. I will be taking the test. I will be giving the test on the giving the link to you in your YouTube, and you can you can give the test and give the answers in my email ID, that is kasturi74@gmail.com, by taking a PDF and sending it to my email ID. Okay. So to do all this, you need to subscribe my channel. Otherwise, you will not be able to get these questions. So please do subscribe my channel. Press the like button. That will motivate me to give new ideas for your studies, to help you in your studies much better. Okay, and share with your friends that they can also be benefited from these videos. And don't forget to meditate before sitting to studies, at least 2 minutes for every time. Okay, you get up from the studies and then again sitting back to the studies, or any work which you want to do that will increase your concentration, memory power, interest in what you are doing. Okay, you will perform much better. Please listen to me, try once, and you can get much benefit from these meditations. Okay, thank you for watching, and have a good day.